Amber. Welcome to this week's vlog. If you're new here, I make kind of crunchy motherhood and lifestyle videos. If that's your kind of content, would love it if you subscribed. Yesterday, I filmed Alex and I trying to create a new structure to protect my strawberries using PVC pipe and bird netting. I originally bought these like wire cages that go over each individual plant. Those worked great, but a few of my plants are starting to outgrow those. So then I put this wire kind of small fencing around the garden bed. That has worked for rabbits, but I'm pretty sure the birds and maybe the squirrels, I don't know, are still getting in there because I did find a couple unripe strawberries ripped off, but not eaten. And I'm almost certain a rabbit would have eaten those anyway because I caught a rabbit eating an unripe strawberry once, just going to town. So this structure will go all the way around. Like there is no way anything could get in there unless it digs under. The only problem is that the bird netting I bought is a little harder to work with than I thought, just because like there is so dang much of it and it just gets caught on everything. I think if we could just secure the bird netting on the PVC pipe structure a little better, like using zip ties, it'll work just fine. And we need to build up the structure a little more. So we have a rectangle on top and we were gonna just use like the PVC pipe going down to just drive it into the ground and drape the bird netting over. And we found out that is much more complicated than we originally thought. So we need to run to Home Depot to get more PVC pipe because that way we can create a rectangle with the netting instead of just draping it over and needing to like put rocks down everywhere or something like that. And then it'll just lay flat on the ground. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so we get distracted when we go to Home Depot is what I've learned. First strawberry from our plants. I won't actually get to taste it because we're just gonna give it to Kai when he's done with his lunch, but it has kind of a sweet smell. And I feel like normally strawberries have an off-putting smell, but this one doesn't. Super cute though. I'm trying to get Kai to start to understand the concept of picking up something when you're done with it. And sometimes he's very willing to join in and help out, and other times he's like, eh. But I think we teach first by demonstrating. So even if he's not wanting to help or wants to do something else, I'm still trying to clean up his toys and at least encourage him to join in so that he starts to understand, like, that's what we do. What do you have? Let me see. Let me see. Do you have the cat? You do have the cat. You're meowing like Junie. I've got beef marrow bones roasting right now. I'm gonna make bone broth. This is something I started making at the last apartment we lived in, but I was never very consistent about it. When we moved here, I gave myself a break just to give myself time to settle in, but I'm getting back in the habit of making it again, and I'm really trying to be more consistent about it because I would like to have homemade broth on hand at all times. I'm also trying to get more in the habit of drinking broth on a regular basis because I really enjoy it, and there's just so many health benefits to consuming it on a regular basis. On top of that, I've just been finding so many different ways to use broth, like in rice or any kind of grain you're cooking, soups, obviously, which is why I'm like, okay, I need to really be more consistent about this because I'm finding so many different ways to use it, which I love. I'm trying to be more intentional about how I store it so that it doesn't go bad if we don't use it, or it doesn't like taste funny when it comes out of the freezer, and just to be better about paying attention to how much we have left so that I can make more before we run out. I need to get in the habit of having the base of the broth, which would be like the bones or the meat, on hand in the freezer at all times. So, yeah. Today's the perfect day for making broth too because it's all rainy and gloomy, and then tomorrow it's supposed to be 81 degrees, I think. I tried to give this update yesterday and it was so dark you couldn't see anything. It's been 2 days since we built the little strawberry structure, and so far so good. I do feel like the animals aren't out as much as they normally are because it's been rainy, but I do have 2 red strawberries in there, so I'm hoping that that's a good sign because I feel like that really makes all the animals want to get in there. I'll show you the other 2 updates. I planted 2 zucchinis here over a week ago and they still have not sprouted, so I dug them up. I replanted 2 new seeds because I think that I buried the first set of seeds way too deep. Same thing with this one sunflower set right there. All the other 3 have sprouted, but it could be that that one was just way too deep. And this one over here is looking really good. I'll show you. And what I want to do is, once these are a good size, I want to start a second row right here. Kai's up from his nap. Alex came home from work early and he's gonna work the rest of the day from home. Broth is still simmering and I'm going to make a quick batch of almond milk that I started last night. This is another thing that I've been trying to get in the habit of making on a more regular basis. I love whole dairy milk, but I want to just see how I feel if I back off of it for a little bit, just because for a while there, I was having it a lot, like in my coffee once or twice a day, and that's like a full cup, if not a little bit more. Sometimes yogurt, sometimes oatmeal that has milk in it. I'm not cutting it out completely, and I know that that's the best way to see if you actually have a sensitivity to it. But I want to see how it feels if I just back off of it a little bit and replace it with something else, or just to not have it at all. Like I've been recently replacing my coffee every here and there with just green tea or something like that. Gardening is my entire personality right now, and in an interesting turn of events, I decided to give up on my bell pepper seeds. I've been thinking about this for a couple weeks now, on and off, as I've been putting more things in my garden and seeing what things are supposed to look like at this time of year. And it's because I started my seeds way too late. I didn't know, because I'm a beginner, that you're supposed to start the seeds late January to early February, and I started in April, so they're several months behind. It just was starting to feel like a waste of time, and I kind of hoped that transplanting them into a bigger vessel would help them get some momentum, but it hasn't. And I was basically just coming to terms with the fact that if I stick with them, we're probably not gonna get bell peppers at all this year, because they won't be mature and ready for transplant until like the end of summer. So I'm gonna keep the packet of seeds that I got, and if growing bell peppers works out well this year, then I'll do it next year, and I know when to start. We're gonna run to the dollar store right now because I need to see if I can find some things for Kai's birthday party that's gonna be in 2 weeks. It's gonna be construction truck themed, and I'm gonna have a couple activities for the kids. We're gonna do like a digging activity with a big bucket and like play sand, so I need to try to find little toys that I can bury in there. I wanna find paint brushes that are just cheap so that they can do water paint on the cement. And then if I can find enough things, I want to do like a stacking station with light things that they could like stack up and then knock them over, but the other two are more of a priority. Alex is making hot dogs with Kai for dinner, but I thought I would just show you what I got from the dollar store. I went to 2 different places. First, I got these rubber balls. I think these will be good to bury in the little sand bucket, because since they're rubber, they won't get all clogged up with sand and disgusting, and the other 2 kids can take one home if they want, or if not, Kai will be more than happy to have all of these. I found these little watering cans, and I think they're so cute, but I need to go back and get a 3rd one. I don't know what I was thinking. I got 2, and thinking back, I should make sure every kid can have one. So I'm gonna go back and get another one, but these are also perfect to bury. You can take the whole thing apart and clean it off. I found this pack of bubbles, and there's 3, so perfect. I know they're gonna love this. When we got Kai a little bubble wand for Easter, the whole thing was gone in a day, and this also is gonna get buried in the little sand pit. Obviously, Kai loves trucks, so I got 2 of these, this one and an excavator truck, and I'm gonna put these on top of the little sand pit box thing, and they're gonna be like decoration, but Kai already is obsessed. So I had to give him the other one, the excavator, just to play with because he wanted to hold it so badly. But I'm gonna keep this one hidden. It got way too bright, so we're moving over here. I'm so glad that I went to the second dollar store, because the first one had little sand shovels, but you had to buy an entire bucket with it, and we already have one. But I went to the second store and I found this. And it's perfect since there's 3. So this is what they can all use to dig up all the little prizes in the sand bucket. And last was paintbrushes. And again, 1, 2, 3, so perfect. So this is what they'll use to do the little water paint activity on the concrete. I was looking around for things for the little stacking station idea, but I think we're good. There's only 2 other kids coming. They're all 2 years old. I feel like this is enough for them to do. I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.